Welcome to all of you. Today I am going to continue the same topic, that is Parliament of India. You are regularly asking your doubts and influently solving all the problems. Okay. So till now I have covered 4 lectures on Parliament of India. Today I am dealing with on the 4th lectures. Okay. So let's start today's topic. Today our topic is the same one. Next slide I am waiting for, and that is Parliament of India. Fine. So this is about Parliament of India. Till now I have covered so many aspects that I understand that almost 50% of the figures of Parliament of India have been covered. Okay. So now we will move to the next slide and we will see about some details related with today's topic. Okay. Yesterday I have started, during the last phase of our lectures, I have started about the Speaker of Lok Sabha, that under which circumstances the seat of a Speaker of Lok Sabha will be termed as vacant seat. I have cleared the whole things yesterday. Today I am going to tell you about that what are the roles, powers, functions of the Speaker of Lok Sabha, their salaries, their allowances. Okay. So let's see. Role, powers and functions of the Speaker of Lok Sabha. Here I am talking about only for a Speaker of Lok Sabha. It doesn't cover anyhow for Rajya Sabha. Okay, after this will be finished, then I will go to the Deputy Speaker of Lok Sabha. Only after that I will cover about Rajya Sabha chairman. Fine. So it is only for a Speaker of Lok Sabha. See, head of the Lok Sabha. A speaker is the head of the Lok Sabha. Head of the Lok Sabha means whatever the speaker decides, his decision will be termed as final. No one can interference in that decision. In most of the cases, exception is everywhere, but we do not read about certain expenses. Okay, because if we go to read about those things, then we will not know what are the genuine things. Okay. So where the exception things need to told you about necessarily one, then I will definitely told you. So let's see. The first point said that a Speaker of the Lok Sabha is the head of the Lok Sabha. Okay. So who is the head of the Lok Sabha? A question may come. This is a simple question, but it may come. So many students answer will be Prime Minister. I know many students answer this question will be Prime Minister, but this is wrong. The head of the Lok Sabha is a Speaker of the Lok Sabha, and the deputy head of the Lok Sabha is Deputy Speaker of the Lok Sabha. Fine. So remember this point. The second point says that decision will be final. This is really an important one. In India parliamentary system, decisions will be final. You only see that during the sessions of Lok Sabha, that a speaker is just saying that please sit peacefully and maintaining the house of the order. Okay, maintaining the orders of Lok Sabha. But it is possible that you may don't know that there is a huge role of a Speaker of Lok Sabha. Even a Speaker of Lok Sabha, it's such a huge position that can control even government position and opposition party's position in Lok Sabha. Such a huge role presented by a Speaker of Lok Sabha. So whatever the decisions a Speaker of Lok Sabha will take, his decision will be final. No one will be able to change his decision. In certain cases, Supreme Court, we will give you an example. Actually, there is not now only one example. There are so many examples right now, but I will understand properly about an example, through an example, that how a decision will not be fully final. But since we are talking about genuine things, so the genuine things is that the general perception is that the decisions that will be taken by the Speaker of the Lok Sabha will be full and final. No one will be able to change them except in certain cases. See how. During the, I think it's almost 2 years ago. This case is almost 2 years ago, something like that. I think so, almost 2.5 years ago or 2 years ago. What was happened in Karnataka, that in Karnataka Legislative Assembly in Karnataka Legislative Assembly, due to certain issue arises, what happened that after the elections held in General Assembly of Karnataka, means Legislative Assembly of Karnataka, fine, for the position of Chief Minister, for the election of representatives of members of Legislative Assembly. So it is Karnataka Legislative Assembly election held. I think it's almost 2017, 18, I think it's 18 or 19 maybe, 18 or 19, okay. So what happened that BJP party has got certain number of seats, Congress has also got certain number of seats, and there is a one regional party, that is JDS, has also got certain number of seats, fine, okay. But what happened that no one single party was able to cross the majority line, okay. Whatever the majority line to form the government need, no one party will be able to reach out at that majority figure. So actually no single party will able to form the government. So here what happened that earlier the government of Karnataka was, ruling government was BJP government, fine. So what's happened that even before these elections, actually some other parties representative this area, fine. What happened that, just understand it, who won which seats, it doesn't matter at all. You have to understand that how his decision will not be final in certain exceptions cases. See, if no one party is going to prove the majority, what happened at that time, that BJP has gone to the governor and said that we have support from other parties, so we want to form the government. But whom BJP was said that those are supporting me, those are actually openly saying that no, we are not supporting this party. So there is a confusion at that time, okay. And these both parties made an alliance, post-poll alliance. Post-poll alliance means before election there was no alliance. These both parties are contesting individually, not by joining. But after the election, these both parties see that if we join together, we can jointly form the government, because we are jointly going to cross the majority line. So it is a post-poll alliance. After election, there is really alliance, that is post-poll alliance. And before election, if there is any alliance, that is pre-poll alliance. So this post-poll alliance told that we have majority figures, we are doing an alliance, and since we are majority figures, but governor has given time to BJP party to prove his majority in Legislative Assembly, and given so much times. I think it was more than 10 days, almost more than 10 days, fine. The speaker, actually the governor, at that time the governor has given this time frame to prove the majority. And since what I have told you that I am relating it with Legislative Assembly speaker with Lok Sabha speaker, because functioning are same, okay, because you will not look any kind of example during parliament, during a speaker. So that's why I am giving example of a speaker, it means a speaker of Legislative Assembly. So what's happened is, since 10 days time are more enough for horse trading means purchasing of MLAs by giving money, by bribery, those happen in our country. That's why these are the powers of governor, and a speakers also doesn't interfere in it. He doesn't want to interfere in it, okay. So this matter goes to Supreme Court, and ultimately Supreme Court told a speaker, Supreme Court told a speaker and governor both of them to held the floor test within, I think it was in 2 days almost, prove the majority within 2 days, okay. So see how the decision of governor and the decision of, and the supporting decision of a speaker of that Legislative Assembly has been changed by Supreme Court. So there are certain circumstances where it may possible because ultimately Supreme Court is the interpreter of the Constitution. Fine. Ultimately it is the Supreme Court who interprets the Constitution of India. So it is an exception, but you do not need to go in such a deep part. Okay. But since it is important, but so I have told you. Okay, but it doesn't need for examination purpose a lot more. You must just know about overview of that. So its decision will be final. Second thing is that principal a spokesperson or principal a spokesman of the house. Okay, principal a spokesman means, have you ever seen about principal a spokesperson, principal a spokesman of any party? In every party there is a principal a spokesman, a spokesperson. As like same, a speaker of Lok Sabha is the principal a spokesman of the Lok Sabha, fine, of the house of Lok Sabha. Whatever the speaker will tell in the Lok Sabha, that is final. Okay, his talkings, his decisions is to be heard by each and every MP in Lok Sabha, should be heard, must be heard. Okay, that's why the principal a spokesman, he has the right to guide the house, sole right. Okay, anyone doesn't have the same kind of right like a speaker. Fine. So I hope this is clear to all of you. So I am going to the next slide, that will clear a lot more for the powers, roles and functions of what, the a speaker of Lok Sabha. Fine. So let's see. Other point says that maintenance order and conducting business of house, this is primary responsibility and it is final. See, line by line. Maintenance order, maintenance of order is to be regulated by whom? Is to be regulated by a speaker of Lok Sabha. I have already told you that there is certain code of conduct in each and every house. Otherwise it is Rajya Sabha or Lok Sabha. Since here I am talking about Lok Sabha, that's why I am giving you the points of Lok Sabha. So there are certain code of conducts in Lok Sabha, that how proceedings of Lok Sabha will go ahead, how each and everything will be processed in a such a way. Okay. So that maintenance of order will be led by a speaker of Lok Sabha. The first line says the same thing. Second is, and conducting business of house. Conducting business of house means that at which time what things will be discussed in the parliament, in the Lok Sabha, that during which time, like it is so much, like it our zero session question hour, 0 hour question hour, it's so many things. I will tell you each and everything during the same session. Okay, during the same session of parliament. So whatever the speaker wants, that during which time frame whatever questions will be discussed, that will be discussed, no other thing will be discussed. Okay, like if any opposition parties raise any public issues and demands from the speaker of Lok Sabha that, sir, please discuss on this matter because it's a public importance matter. Okay, but if a speaker feels that, like suppose an example, right now as you all of you know that prices of petrol and diesel are hiking per day, each and every day almost. So suppose an time that when opposition parties, that suppose there is a session of Lok Sabha is going on right now, suppose, and opposition parties demands from the speaker of Lok Sabha that please allow us to discuss on the matter of hiking of price of petrol and diesel, means petroleum products. Then if a speaker feels that yes, it should be discussed because it is in public importance, then a speaker will allow and it will be discussed. Opposition will ask the answer from ruling government parties, ruling government MPs, and they have to answer the questions. Okay, but if a speaker will feel that this matter has been already discussed in recent past or it is not a matter of public importance, okay, then a speaker can deny. It is the right of the speaker that a speaker can deny for that discussion. A speaker can decline the provisions of that is going to led by the opposition parties. Fine. So it has the right of a speaker. That is why what are the conducting business of Lok Sabha, that all is the responsibility of and led by the Speaker of Lok Sabha, and this is the primary responsibility. This is the primary responsibility of the Speaker of Lok Sabha. The primary responsibility of the Lok Sabha, a Speaker of the Lok Sabha, is to run the Lok Sabha in a code of conducting manner, maintain order, maintain peace. It is the duty of the Speaker of Lok Sabha, that it's my duty to maintain peace, order, code of conduct in this house. Second primary duty is how the conducting of business, how the proceedings of House of Lok Sabha will take place. It's also the primary duty of a Speaker of Lok Sabha. So it is the primary responsibility, and it is final. Whatever decisions will be taken by the Speaker of Lok Sabha for the maintenance of order in Lok Sabha and for the proceedings of House in Lok Sabha, whatever the decisions a Speaker will take, his decision will be final. Even Supreme Court can't interfere in this matter. No one can interfere. Fine. Next one, that adjourn the House or suspends the meeting in absence of a quorum. Adjourned means I have already told you that if session is started from 9 a.m. and due to certain issues arises, opposition parties is demanding something, or due to anything, if there is interruption in the proceedings of Lok Sabha, then a Speaker can adjourn the House for even 1 hour, 2 hour, 1 day, 2 day. So it is the right of the Speaker. Yesterday class I have already told you. So it is the right of the Speaker to adjourn the House. He adjourn the House only when the Speaker feels that at this time of frame the proceedings of Lok Sabha can't be done smoothly. Okay. So according to the situation, a Speaker adjourn the House. It has the right. Or suspends the meeting in absence of a quorum. Quorum means what? Say, if you are, suppose 10 people in a class, means you are in class 10th right now. Suppose I am just giving an example. Suppose 10 students are in class 10th right now. Okay, and some decisions will be taken today by those students. A meeting will be held down. So if suppose an condition where only 3 students or only 2 students was present for that meeting, then was it be okay to take any decision? So suppose that out of 10 students it was decided that if only 4 students will present minimum, then we will take a decision. Otherwise, if less than 4 students will present in this meeting, then we will not go ahead and we will not discuss about the meeting. If more than 4, it's very good. It is known as quorum. Quorum means minimum requirement of presence in the House. Fine, quorum. Even there is a quorum of in Supreme Court too, that only if these kinds of number of persons present in Supreme Court, only Supreme Court can function. Okay. So see, if suppose like 543 MPs, total number of MPs in Lok Sabha, then quorum for proceedings, starting of proceedings in Lok Sabha is 1/10. Okay, so 1/10 of 543 must be needed. 10th part of 543 MPs or 1/10 part of total number of members of Lok Sabha must be present to start the proceedings of Lok Sabha. It is the quorum. Fine. 1/10. Remember this fact. 1/10 of the total membership of the House of Lok Sabha. Fine. So it is known as quorum. So he can suspend if the quorum is not fulfilled in any meeting. Suppose in any meeting only 20-25 MPs present, then of course quorum will not be fulfilled. Then at that situation, it has the right of the Speaker that a Speaker can adjourn or suspend the House till the time whenever the quorum will not be fulfilled. Fine. So I hope this is clear to all of you. So I am moving to the next slide. Okay. So this is little bit blurred. So if okay, fine, this is okay. I hope I am not consuming more time. So let's see quickly. Okay. the first point says that does not vote in first instance. It means I am not going really deep inside it because I have already told you yesterday. See, what is first instance, second instance, I have already cleared it. I am not going to repeat the same things and wasting the time. Fine. So see, if so in there are votings in the, if any bill present in the Lok Sabha, if any bill present in the Lok Sabha, fine. If any bill present in the Lok Sabha, fine. So what's happened that, then generally see that what's happened that, see, bill will become an act only when passed from both the houses and signed by the President of India. Fine. Any bill will become act only when passed by the both the houses and signed by the President of India. So if suppose a situation where a bill is present in Lok Sabha, before presenting in Rajya Sabha, it may that any time after passing from Rajya Sabha, it is presenting in Lok Sabha, or either it will be initiated from Lok Sabha to any situation. If any bills come in Lok Sabha, then voting will happen definitely. After debate and discussion, voting will happen. Then in that voting time, a speaker can also vote on that bill. A speaker can also vote on that bill. It is the right of the speaker. Okay. A speaker can also vote in the bill, but only when, see the situation, but only when there will be a tie on the vote. Okay. If there will be a tie on the vote, suppose if voting has started and 500 MPs present, and suppose if 300 MPs are in support and 200 MPs are in against of that bill, then this bill will be passed. If there is not a tie, then here a speaker cannot vote in this one. It means this is termed as first instance, that in first instance, if this bill passes of majority, either this bill will passes or this bill will fail to pass. Only two things can happen, and the third thing is tie. So if in first instance, if majority passes that bill, then that bill will be passed from that house. But in that situation, a speaker will not be able to vote. Or either the second situation is majority people will against the bill, so that bill not going to be passed, and even that situation a speaker has the not right to vote. Only when there will be a tie in the vote and a situation arises where there is a deadlock for the bill, then a speaker will vote. Otherwise a speaker will not vote at all. A speaker doesn't able to vote in first instance because first instance will give any result, either pass bill or not passes the bill, or if the third thing tie, then after tie there will be a second instance of voting. On the second instance of voting, a speaker will be able to vote. Fine, I hope this is clear to all of you. So if there is tie and a speaker will vote at that tie at second instance, then that is known as casting vote. Casting vote. Fine. So I hope this is clear to all of you. So now I am going to move to the next slide. Okay, fine. See, presides over joint sitting of both the houses. See a situation. Okay, see a situation where what we have seen that means presides over joint sitting. Any situation, suppose any bill present in either Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, and due to any house, okay, let's see a situation where any bill has been tabled in Lok Sabha. Say a situation, any bill is tabled in Lok Sabha and that bill is passed from Lok Sabha, and then this bill will be sent to Rajya Sabha automatically because it's need both the houses to pass the bill. So if Rajya Sabha doesn't pass it, Lok Sabha passed it, and if Rajya Sabha also passed it, then it bill automatically goes to the president, and when president will sign, this bill will become an act. But suppose if Lok Sabha pass the bill and Rajya Sabha doesn't pass the bill and send back to bill to Lok Sabha, and again if Lok Sabha again passes the bill and again Rajya Sabha not passes the bill, so there is a situation where bill is not going to pass due to certain misunderstanding. Okay, the same situation may be if any bill passes in Rajya Sabha. Okay, after passing it will of course go to the Lok Sabha. If any bill initiated from Rajya Sabha, okay, then after passing from Rajya Sabha it will go to Lok Sabha, then after going to the Lok Sabha, if this bill doesn't pass by the Lok Sabha and again sent to the Rajya Sabha, and if Rajya Sabha again passed it and again sent to the Lok Sabha and Lok Sabha again declined that bill, then at that situation the same situation happened that this bill is not going to pass. At that situation, President has the power, President of India has the power to call a joint sitting of both the house, that all the MPs of Rajya Sabha plus Lok Sabha will sit together in a same house. Fine. It has the right only to the president, that president can call a joint sitting of both the houses. Okay. And the MPs of both the houses will sit together in a same house. Okay. And in that sitting will be led by whom? Either a speaker of Lok Sabha will lead this house or chairman of Rajya Sabha will lead this house. It's the speaker of Lok Sabha who will lead this house, who will lead this joint sitting of parliament. Okay. A speaker or prime minister doesn't have the right to call this joint sitting. Remember this fact. Only president has the power to call a joint sitting of both the houses of parliament. And in that joint sitting, all the MPs of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha will sit together in a same house. Okay. And that house will not termed as Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. That is only termed as joint sitting of MPs, joint sitting of houses. Okay, joint sitting of houses. And the speaker of Lok Sabha will lead this joint sitting, not chairman of Rajya Sabha. I hope this is clear to all of you. So I am moving to the next slide. Fine. Next thing is that a speaker, the next thing, see it clearly, a speaker can allow a secret sitting of the house at the request of the leader of the house. Who is the leader of the house? Who is the leader of the house? There are two leaders in the house. First one is leader of the house and second one is leader of opposition. Fine. Leader of the house and leader of opposition. So the ruling government select a leader who will lead the government in the Lok Sabha, and that leader of ruling party will known as leader of the Lok Sabha. Leader of the Lok Sabha. Not understand that it is the prime minister who is the leader of the Lok Sabha. Not. It may possible that, but it is not necessary. Okay. The ruling government who will decide that this person, that which person will lead our position in Lok Sabha will be called as leader of the house, and the opposition parties will select a leader to their sides, and that leader will termed as leader of opposition. So if the leader of the house will request, a question may come by vice versa, that leader of opposition can request for a secret sitting in the house too. No, it's wrong. Only it is the right of the leader of the house, that leader of the house can request to the speaker that we want to do a secret meeting in house. Okay, so a speaker can allow him, a speaker can allow the leader of the house to do a secret meeting. In that secret meeting, only those persons will present whom leader of the house has selected and guaranteed by the speaker of the Lok Sabha. Otherwise, no persons will be able to reach at that meeting. Okay. Next one is that a speaker decides whether a bill is a money bill or not, and his decision is final. See, during the president session, I have told you that president doesn't have veto power on money bill. Okay, so what is veto power, what is money bill? I already told you, not about bills detailed, but I have given an overview of money bill, and about veto power I have clarified all the things. Okay, so see my previous lectures, what are veto powers and little with money bill. So money bill is that, see, all the bills, first of all the bills will become on act only when passed from both the houses, and after passing from both the houses, that bill will go to the President of India, and after the sign of the President of India, that bill becomes an act. So see how the process is going on. First of all, one house passed that bill, then second house passed that bill, then after passing from both the houses, that bill transferred to and gone to President of India for the signature of President of India. If President of India signed on it, then that bill becomes an act. See, what is money bill? It's different. First of all, money bill is a bill only in which President of India signs on it first before appearing on the Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. It means if there is a money bill, then prior recommendation of the President is necessary to money bill. If government want to present money bill in parliament, then it will be not termed as normal bill, like first of all present in either Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, then passing from both the houses, it will be sent to the president and president will sign it. No, it will not going through like this. If government wants to present money bill, then first of all government will have to take permission, prior permission, okay, prior permission of the president that look, this is money bill and we want to present it this house in parliament. So only after president will give his permission, president will give in permission. It means what? It's also termed as prior permission, prior recommendation of president is necessary in money bill. So only when president will give his prior recommendation to this bill, to this money bill, then this money bill can be introduced in the house, and after passing from both the houses, then it becomes an act, because it will not going again to the president, because president already giving his approval, president already given his approval, so now doesn't need to give it to the president. But who will decide that either it is a money bill or not? Who will decide? Government said that yes, see president, it is the money bill, please give us prior recommendation so that we can present it in the house, and president said okay, yes fine, you can present in the house, I am giving you an approval. But who will decide that it is money bill? It is the speaker of the Lok Sabha who will decide that either this bill is money bill or not. So it is the role of the speaker, it is not the role of the president that who will decide. Only president's power is to that give recommendation, prior recommendation to this money bill. If president wants that I should not give prior recommendation to this money bill, then president can do it. Okay, president can deny for prior recommendation to the money bill. But who will decide that it is a money bill? It is the speaker who will ultimately decide that it is a money bill or not. Only if a speaker will decide that yes, it is a money bill, only after the decision of the speaker, government will bring this money bill to president for his prior recommendation. Okay, fine. And this decision of a speaker to select either this bill is money bill or not, it is final, it is full and final, no one can challenge it, even president cannot challenge it. If a speaker of Lok Sabha told that yes, this is a money bill, then president cannot tell that no, this is not a money bill, you are telling wrong. It doesn't have power, president, no one has power to decline that, okay, decision. So money bill will be decided only by Lok Sabha. Rajya Sabha, chairman of Rajya Sabha will not going to decide that either this money bill is or not. Okay, in money bill, Lok Sabha is actually much more powers than Rajya Sabha. How? I will discuss during the bills. So I hope this is clear to all of you. So I am moving to the next slide. See, a speaker decides the questions of disqualification of MP of Lok Sabha. See, I have not clarified about anti-defection law. Anti-defection law, I have not told you about it, okay. But just I will cover a separate session for it, but just understand it that if any MPs will be disqualified by the law, that is anti-defection law, then those decisions will be taken by whom? It will be a speaker. President will not decide that these MP are going to be disqualified on, but it is the president who will decide that MPs will disqualify. It is the president with the consultation of Election Commission of India. But in the case of anti-defection law, it is the speaker of the Lok Sabha who will decide that either anti-defection law will be applied on these MPs or not. It is the speaker. President doesn't have power in anti-defection law. President has power to disqualify MPs in the consultation with Election Commission of India, but not in the disqualified one situation where anti-defection law has been applied. So this is clear to all of you. So I am moving to the next slide. See, a speaker appoints the chairman of, there are many parliamentary committees. A speaker appoints the chairman of all the parliamentary committees. Fine. So there are many parliamentary committees in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Fine. So here, suppose there are many parliamentary committees in Lok Sabha too. So this committee, like 8 members in this committee, 6 members in this committee, 10 members in this committee. There are many committees in Lok Sabha. Fine. There are many committees in Lok Sabha. But who will, the chairman of each and every committee, it will be decided by a speaker of the Lok Sabha. A speaker of the Lok Sabha will appoint the chairman of each and every parliamentary committee of Lok Sabha, not for Rajya Sabha. Okay. And supervises their functioning. And even the speaker will supervise their functioning, that how these committees are performing and functioning. Either they are functioning in a proper way or not. So chairman of each and every parliamentary committee of Lok Sabha will be appointed by a speaker of Lok Sabha. So I hope it is clear to all of you. So I am moving to the next slide. See, a speaker himself in the chairman of the business advise. See, a speaker automatically, a speaker himself becomes chairman automatically if that parliamentary committee of Lok Sabha formed, which is mentioning here, then that chairman will be automatically will be led by a speaker himself. A speaker will not appoint anyone as the chairman of this committee. So what are those committees? Advisory committee, rules committee, and the third one is central purpose committee. Okay, general purpose committee, not talking about central, it's general purpose committee. Okay, so it's advisory committee, rules committee, and the general purpose committee. Fine. I was also confused that how it's become central power committee. There is separate central committee in Rajya Sabha, that's a separate. So since it is a Lok Sabha, so it's not possible for any central committee, that's in Rajya Sabha. So it is general purpose committee. Fine. In these 3 committees, a speaker automatically becomes the chairman of these committees automatically. Fine. So it is like that if you are roll number 1 in your class, you are automatically chairman of this committee. Okay, fine. That's the same one. So I am moving to the next slide. Sources of power of speaker of Lok Sabha. See how we are telling all thing about that a speaker has this right, this power, this functions, a speaker can do this, a speaker can't do this. But who said that a speaker can do this, a speaker can't do this, a speaker have these functions, these roles, these powers? Who have given this power to a speaker? It is the Constitution of India, and not only Constitution of India. A speaker of power derives its sources from 3 sources. A speaker of Lok Sabha derives its power from 3 sources. The first source is Constitution of India, because the speaker of Lok Sabha is a constitutional body. So Constitution of India itself provides power to that office. Second is rules of proceedings and code of business of Lok Sabha. I have already told you that there are certain code of conducts in Lok Sabha. So those code of conducts give power to the speaker of Lok Sabha to do these things and do not do these things. So Constitution of India and rules and proceedings and code of conduct of Lok Sabha also gives the power to a speaker of Lok Sabha. Not only that, even parliamentary conventions also give power to the Lok Sabha. How parliamentary conventions? See, conventions means received powers that are undertaken. See, there are many things which are not mentioned in the Constitution of India properly. That is why there is a shadow part. There is a shadow part like that. Till now there is no any provision that if no one party is going to prove the majority in legislative assembly, that governor will invite which party. There is only conventions, there is no rule. Conventions, no rule. Okay, there is only traditions to call single largest party or single pre-poll alliance or post-poll alliance. Which one governor will want to invite first? Governor can invite. So that is a shadow part of Constitution of India, and these shadows are actually interpreted regularly by Supreme Court of India. Okay, so there are so many shadows part in parliamentary functions too. So in that set of parts, those are actually residuary powers, and those residuary powers are automatically enjoyed by Speaker of Lok Sabha, because nowhere that provisions has mentioned, and you know that if no provisions related to anything about parliament is mentioned in the Constitution of India and in the code of conduct also, then a speaker can do whatever he wants, because ultimately the decision of a speaker is final. So conventions, parliamentary conventions ultimately also giving power to the Speaker of Lok Sabha. I hope these are clear to all of you. So I am moving to the next slide. Salaries and allowances of Speaker of Lok Sabha. I have yesterday told you it is fixed by Parliament. Parliament will decide that whatever the salaries and allowances the Speaker of Lok Sabha will get. It is charged upon Consolidated Fund of India. Consolidated Fund of India, and it is not decided by Member of Parliament. That Consolidated Fund of India is not based on voting. So what is Consolidated Fund of India? I will take in separate sessions. It will be covered. Just remember, it will be decided by Parliament that how much salaries and allowances it will be given to the Speaker of the Lok Sabha, and those salaries are charged upon the Consolidated Fund of India. Fine. So I am moving to the next slide. I hope this is simple and clear to all of you. See, work and conduct of a speaker cannot be discussed and criticized in the Lok Sabha. See, whatever the decisions taken by the speaker in the Lok Sabha, no one can discuss about the behavior of a Speaker of Lok Sabha in the House of Lok Sabha. Okay. In one line, you just understand the same things. That if your father is your boss in your family, then in that house, no family member will able to criticize your father. Out of the house, you can criticize him, but within house, you cannot criticize him. The situation is same here. Okay, I hope you are getting it. I have just given an example, that's why you are going it clearly. Okay, so I am moving to the next slide. Powers of regulating business or maintaining order in house are not subject to the jurisdiction of any court. See, whatever the decisions taken by the Speaker of the Lok Sabha, what are the code of conducts regulating, in which way speaker is regulating the house, in which way, either the way is really rightful or it may possible that it may not rightful, it is upon a speaker. No one can challenge this to the court, even no one can challenge this to the Supreme Court also. Okay, fine. Whatever the decisions taken by the speaker in the Lok Sabha will, the ultimate decisions will be full and final. This is also clear. So if any other slides remaining? No students, it's over. So I need to tell you one thing, I will take 1 minute. If you are anyone confused in convention, parliamentary conventions, so I am just giving, again repeating it, that what are parliamentary conventions. To see, there are so many provisions about parliamentary functions in the Constitution of India, and some provisions also mentioned in the Parliamentary Code of Conduct. Fine. But few things are not mentioned. What are those few things? I will take in men's special sessions. So few things are not mentioned in that provisions. Okay. So those things are also known as shadow parts, conventions. Actually there is a shadow. Nothing provision has been mentioned in either in the Constitution of India or not in the Code of Conduct of the House running of Lok Sabha or Parliament. Fine. So it is a shadow part. So it is a residuary power. Residuary power. What residuary power? I will tell you in separate session. So it is a residuary power, and a speaker of the Lok Sabha has the right to take all the decision relating to the which one? Relating to the function of Lok Sabha. So whatever the decision of a speaker of Lok Sabha will take on those shadow things, it will be final too, because no one can challenge it on the Supreme Court, even Supreme Court too. So ultimately it is the parliamentary conventions, the shadow parts of the Constitution of India, which also gives the power to the Speaker of Lok Sabha. So I hope it is clear to all of you. So we will meet tomorrow again with the same topic, and I will cover tomorrow with Deputy Speaker of Lok Sabha, and if time will remain, that I will cover to Rajya Sabha too. So thank you students, thank you so much. We will meet tomorrow again. Thank you.